Good morning. All right, lovely, lovely. Is today a good day to read tarot for the collective? Yes, okay, cool. Well, let's get into it. Hello, everybody. So today we are doing the very first episode of season 2. How exciting is that? And season 2 is all about becoming the beauty you already are. So I'm very excited to share this next little episode here of beauty, boundaries, and becoming with you, because today is tarot for the collective, and it's going to be centered around deconditioning your earning. Now, this is something that I feel very strongly about because I see so many people in my communities and in my circles who are struggling with how they earn, struggling with not earning enough, struggling, and man, it pisses me off. And as a manifester, I know that means that it's completely out of alignment for me to just stand by and keep watching this happen when I know that there are other ways. There are better ways. So I'm going to just go ahead and get into the reading today, and we'll see what comes out. So with that in mind, the first card I'm going to pull is from my compass deck today. I always like to start with the compass and setting the intention for the whole collective in where we're pointing our attention. So today's compass card pointing us collectively in the direction of it's pointing us in the direction of the compass. Okay, well, that's really fun. Let's just go ahead and read about it real quick. So the compass card asks you to become clear about the direction you want your life to take. So collectively, what do we want our collective direction to become right now? Because facts, like, we're in the driver's seat. I think the whole collective is finally starting to open up their eyes and see that the people who have been leading us, the people who are in charge, yeah, they're not leaders. So are we heading the right way? Is there still something holding us back? Are we able to let go of the expectations and needs of the people around us? That's a big one for this channel. Just imagine what your ideal life would look like. You can ask yourself, what are you passionate about? Does your path have an eventual goal? What is the first step? Go for it. Do not let yourself be distracted any longer. Do not, I repeat, do not let yourself be distracted any longer. Not by fear, not by horror, not by, I don't know what other feelings sum up what we've been seeing in the news lately other than fear and horror, disgust, anger, rage. All of that we can use to fuel, but we're not going to let ourselves be distracted any longer. Remember, our gut feeling is our inner compass. So every step we take and every decision we make is a chance to explore what our gut has to say about it. A compass never gives answers nor a detailed roadmap, but it will help us set course. And the closer we get to home, the better we're going to know the way. Okay, well, that's the overarching message today is what I'm getting is we've talked about this before on this channel in the last season, very much so, when we were going through the process of, climbing that cringe mountain for me personally and of leaving survival mode. We don't necessarily have all the answers right now, but we know our inner compass for most of us, for decent human beings right now, our inner compass is screaming because we know that this is not right. We know that what is going on right now is not right. And it can't keep going like this. Ooh, it makes me so mad. But that's not where we're going to focus our energy today. Where we're going to focus our energy today is in solutions. So next we're going to go here to the tarot deck. I love this deck. It has such beautiful illustrations. It's by Chris Ann, the Light Seers Tarot, and it's my first tarot deck, and I really have enjoyed learning with this deck. So beautiful. All right, so the first card that I'm going to pull is going to give us an idea collectively of where we are now. Ooh, the Sun in reverse. Intriguing. So what the Sun in reverse kind of tells me is that we collectively, we've got some layers of mud and dirt to shine through, don't we? So in shadow, this card signifies delays and negative mindset, self-doubt, lack of confidence, a need to tune out a negative mindset. So if you ask me, which nobody did, but you're here on my channel, so I'm going to tell you anyways, is the negative mindset that we need to tune out in order to find our next wave of collective inspiration is this whole e-files thing. And yes, it is horrifying. And yes, we should be angry. And yes, we should seek to know facts, but we cannot let ourselves be distracted by the negative mindset that this is intending to put us in. You want to know why? Because people who are living in fear, in doubt, in desperation, in burnout, they're really, really easy to control. So where we are now is in a shadow. We're trying to see the sun, but a lot of us are really blocked from it right now, and that's very understandable, isn't it? So the next card that I want to pull for us is, where are we headed? What is the next phase for us collectively as a humanity? What phase are we headed into next? The Nine of Wands. That one's also in reverse. So the Nine of Wands, what's she telling us? I love this, the way she's got this strong, determined gaze, and she's holding on to her fire right here, right? She's standing tall. But I'm going to read to us, what is it all about? The Nine of Wands in shadow, that's the need to open up and trust people. Ooh, that can be hard right now, can't it? Holding on to our old stories, the need to let go of old battles. Some of the battles that we're still fighting, like, I don't know, Democrat versus Republican, are so fucking old and played out, you guys. And that is not even the conversation that we need to be having anymore. So we need to let go of those old battles. We need to follow through, finish what we've started collectively. That's where we're going next. So like right now, it's started. You cannot unsee some of the things that we've seen now at this point. You can't unknow some of the things and some of the ways that this elite class has been taunting us and torturing humanity. You can't unknow that. So obviously the next phase, where we're headed next, is we have to follow through and finish what we've started. I have no idea what that means, but I have no doubt that it means something different is coming. We've been trapped by our own boundaries, by our conditioning, really. And that sense of apathy, that manufactured apathy that the elites have been trying so hard to get us to stay in, it's causing some people to want to give up. And we can't give up right now. We have to push beyond our own perceived limitations and remain open and trusting as we do. We're coming into a time, I believe, in my heart, where we are going to have to learn how to trust each other and trust our neighbor and trust what we can tell is real. There's a big difference between somebody coming to you in a video, in an unedited way, versus what we've been seeing a lot of in the online space for the last few years, which is kind of fake, manufactured, filtered, AI, lies. Mass media manipulation has been happening on such a grand scale that, it's easy to want to give up. It's very understandable to want to collectively just give up the fight, but we can't. I refuse to let go of hope that something better will emerge. So let's look at that. What's that next thing gonna be? Where's that next chapter that we're headed? Once we make it through this, this collective shifting into whatever this next phase that we need to follow through on is, will you show us a light? Where's the light at the end of this seemingly dark, desperate tunnel that humanity is slogging through right now? We're just down here in the diarrhea dumps, man. Like, it feels like we just sometimes are collectively getting shit on from every angle, doesn't it? And it's infuriating. It's enough to make anybody feel apathetic towards humanity. I've felt it myself for many years now. Ooh, baby, the Six of Wands, and she's not in reverse. She's in the light, okay? This is celebration. This is celebration energy. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you. Thank you for that. I just got all the goosies, all the goosebumps for that card, because this card signifies celebration. This is collective celebration. Look at her. She's got her arms up in the air. She's in the spotlight. She's burning her bright, shiny flame right there for all to see. And she's celebrating herself. I love that energy. So let's read about it real quick. Oh, I love that. Six of Wands energy. If I'm not mistaken, I think our wands are, like I said, you guys, I'm still learning, so go easy on me. I still use all my cheat sheets. But our wands, yes, 6 is victory march, success, recognition. So collectively, we're going to get our victory. We don't know yet what that looks like. Most of us have no idea. We can only guess, right? Unless you are actually, what do they call it when you're, is it clairvoyant? When you can see into the future. Unless you are actually clairvoyant, like, you don't know. We're all just kind of guessing at it. But we can see this card right here as, yeah, wands are fire, inspiration, passion, and spiritual energy. So if we can stay the course, if we can keep our determination and our wits about us through this hard time that we're going to be seeing, we can come out of it on the other side with our hands held high, our collective spark, our creativity still intact, because ooh, they're trying to take it away. They're trying to take that spark away so hard. They don't want us to have it. And it makes sense that they don't want us to have it, right? Because that's what makes us so powerful as human beings. That's what makes us powerful. When we can collectively get together on a grand scale, they know that they can't stop us. So the Six of Wands, in light, she is badass success. That's what she's representing. Leadership, accomplishments, being seen, becoming an influencer, victory, optimism, inspiring others. We should be inspiring each other right now, y'all. That's the energy I feel like we need to hold collectively as a humanity. We need to not give in to the fighting that they're trying to manufacture and manipulate between our neighbors. Ooh, we can't give in to that, because that's where we lose our power. But in this, we can know that we are worthy of success, and we can be grateful that we're finally starting to see, that more people are finally starting to see. Isn't that amazing? Ooh, I don't even know that we need anything much beyond that. That's a pretty rounded spread right there. We're going to trust our gut collectively. You know what is right. We talked a lot in the last season about learning how to trust yourself again and learning how to tap back into your body. Your body is your compass. And for years and years and years, decades, multiple decades, as long as I've been alive, you guys, I've been watching, this is a side note, but it's relevant. I've been watching Full House. And in my opinion, that show is for people my age. I just turned 39, so your classic millennial. That show ran for 8 seasons, and that was our conditioning in a very real way. Like, if you grew up watching Full House, think about the messaging that you got from that show. You know, the widowed dad, Daddy Tanner. He's very, did I call him Daddy Tanner? Danny Tanner. He's very much so like I don't know, maybe some people had dads like that, but I feel like most of the people I talk to my age didn't really have dads like that. So he set us up for all these like daddy issues. But then when you look even beyond that, you see that DJ Tanner, the oldest daughter, she gets to have a lot of the responsibility of taking care of and setting the example for her younger sisters. And yes, I'm not going to go off on a whole tangent about Full House right now. I just want to point out that I think collectively, especially given what we've seen, oh my God, so what we've seen coming out in these files, it's very challenging for me because I want to watch it right now from a perspective of unraveling and understanding my conditioning in a different way. From seeing that show, and there's the nostalgia to it, of course. There's something soothing about it to my brain because it is such a familiar part of growing up for me. But watching it with the new perspective and the new lens and the new lease that I have on life these days, it's impossible not to see and notice the way that even back then in the 90s, the elites were doing these things that they are being accused of in those files, and they were taunting us in our faces and making jokes about it. And it's hard for me to look at baby Michelle, the poor sweet Olsen twins, and I don't believe that they've ever spoken publicly on their experience as child actors, as far as I know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I've not gone and researched this or anything, but it's hard to imagine that they didn't endure something. All the young actresses on that show, it's impossible to believe that there wasn't something, especially with some of the jokes that they tell in the dialogue. Anyways, I promised I wasn't going to go on a Full House tangent, and I'm not. But I just want us to, coming back to this card, the compass, to realize and recognize that collectively right now we're having that stuff shown to us in such a intrusive and repetitive way because they want us to become desensitized to it and maybe even start to believe that it's a normal part of society, and it isn't, and it never has been, and it will never be okay. And decent human beings know that in their body, in their gut, in their core. You can feel what's right and what's wrong. And I truly do believe that the reason why we've been so collectively conditioned to disconnect from our bodies, ignore our emotions, ignore the things that we know in our gut are wrong, is because it allows for things like this to go on secretly in the background. It requires a lot of people to abandon their moral knowing, their inner compass, and go along with the horrific things that are being perpetrated on these victims. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, and it makes me fucking sick to my stomach to even think about it. I really had to take a beat between recording the last season where I was, I started out kind of battling my own fear demons of just being visible and being seen. And by the end of it, we were knee deep in these horrific files and the details of what's been in them. And I've been knowing on a subconscious level for a really long time that this has been happening, but to see it and have it pressed so insistently into your face through every social media outlet, through every media outlet, through every time you open your phone or talk to another human being right now, it's kind of being put in our faces. And I do believe that that's also by design. It's to try to take away our hope. It really is. And if you're listening to your gut and you're trusting your compass, you know that that's true. And so if you know that that's true and you're watching this video right now and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what do I do? Know that I see you and I understand, because I've also been in that place of what do I do? And the only answer that I can truly come up with is to use my voice, to allow myself to be seen and heard and witnessed for what I know and what I feel and what I've experienced and my own perspective on things, in the hopes that it will also inspire somebody else to keep going, Keep your determination. Keep your spark. Keep your spark of creativity. As a manifester in this weird, wild world, I have learned through human design study that it is my intention in life, my role, my purpose in life is to spark the creativity of others. I'm not necessarily supposed to be out here doing the most and doing all this stuff like I have been for the last 2 decades. I've been doing the most. And as I unravel all that conditioning that I received as a child from shows like Full House and so many others, I see now where it comes from, right? And I'm allowing myself to shed all of that, to leave all of that behind, to let all of that go. And it's been a big practice for me. And I have a lot of tools right now that I know can help other people in this process too. So if you're hearing me right now, you're watching this video and you're thinking, okay, I don't know what to do about the horror, but I want to do something. Reach out. I'm going to drop a link in the comments where you can book a call with me and just let's chat. Let's chat about it, because I have lots of different offerings in lots of different capacities, and I'm almost certain that I will have something that can set you on your path towards your own personal fulfillment, because it is important right now. It's important that we stay collectively connected, but it's also really important that we take care of our individual body, of ourself, that we learn how to be sovereign and how to tap into your own inner knowing, because a lot of us in society right now have experienced or lived through something that has caused us to disconnect, shut down, shut off our emotions, disconnect from our everything, from ourselves, from our community. And I don't want to see that for us. I know that that's what they want. And I'm too much of a self-love rebel to let that happen. So I'll never do what they want. So you can count on me to be here in this channel, showing up somewhat chaotically and maybe a little inconsistently, but I'm just going to keep showing up, and I'm going to keep practicing what this looks like for me to come here and share with you what I believe can really start to make a shift in the way that we're moving and working together as humanity. So grab the link, come hang out, even if you just want to say hi and chat. At some point, I would also really love to make personal readings available, but I'm just not quite there yet. I feel like I'm still practicing a little bit, learning the cards, learning the flow, getting connected with spirit and source and all of that good stuff. And right now, this is enough for me, showing up here to collectively read for all of us and see what comes out and just kind of share off of that. So if you are in a place right now and you are ready to become the beauty that you already are, babe, let's go. Click the link, book a call, follow the channel, click the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.